Leanne? You're muted.
Hi, how are you?
See, will you see my name up there a second time? That's my family. Can they stay on that device as long as they keep it muted and video off?
Well, he let you in twice. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, they're in the living room and they're on my other device. That's why.
Okay.
So that's it. I just wanted to make sure it was okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Hi, everyone.
Looking dapper, John.
Thank you. Can you tell I'm wearing sweatpants?
Please stand for the national anthem.
Yeah, you got a good point.
Hi, Jessica.
Hi, how you doing, guys?
Hello.
And ladies?
Hi,
How are
Lamas.
you, everyone?
Good.
I think we're just waiting for council member Jermaine.
Give me the orange ribbon, the leukemia one that's right on my jewelry box. Open it, it's right in there. That's what's happening. Will it be YouTube streamed this evening?
It is, yep.
Okay, thank you.
I'll be right back. Assume I got a minute, right?
Yeah, we're waiting for Councilwoman Jermaine.
Yes, it's there. I'm sorry, I have to go grab something.
Does anyone know where Councilwoman Jermaine is?
I'll call her right now.
John, were you able to get a hold of her?
He's talking to her now, I believe.
Oh.
She's having a minor technical difficulty, and she will be on as soon as possible. She's, I think, just having trouble getting in on her end.
Okay. I guess,
Just to explain to everybody at home, the council members get sworn in by the city clerk by charter around 7 o'clock. Will be ceremoniously sworn in during the inauguration ceremony, but this beginning portion is done by the city clerk.
Does the charter say by 7 o'clock?
Not sure.
I believe so, but, I mean, it's a short book that I read, so I'll just wait another minute. I mean, I guess I could do her separately. I don't. What do you suggest, Councilman Paplakis?
I think we give Councilmember Jermaine a few minutes to get logged in.
Okay.
It'll only take a minute to get sworn in. Oh, I see Councilmember Jermaine in the waiting room.
Oh,
There's her hand up.
Stephen, she's in the waiting room. Hello? We're waiting for, all right, I'm waiting for, Councilwoman.
She's says that her hand is raised in the participants.
Okay, bye. Oh, no, I haven't sworn anyone. Okay, she's here. Okay, I'm gonna have to get started. If you could all raise your right hand. Councilman, okay, everyone's there. You do solemnly swear that you will be true and faithful unto and support the Constitution of the United States, this state, and support the laws and Constitution thereof, and the Home Rule Charter and ordinances of the city of Cranston, and that you will well and truly execute the office of which you have been elected, or until another be engaged in your place, or until you be legally discharged therefrom, so help you God. Say, I do.
I
do.
do.
I do.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's it.
Congratulations
Thank you.
to all my
Thanks.
colleagues.
Congratulations, everyone.
Congratulations, everyone.
Everybody.
Congratulations.
You're on mute, Chris.
Yes, I was talking to Judy.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you. Thanks for the assist, Councilman Brady.
You're welcome, buddy.
I think we're just waiting for the call portion to take over. Is that correct, Madam Clerk?
Yes,
All right.
and it's 7:00 now, so I assume it'll be going.
Please, everybody, bear with us. This is tough to do in person, let alone on Zoom. So we'll try our best to get through this evening.
What is the general audience looking at? Just us? And they can't see that who else is on? I'm just curious.
I think they can see who the attendees are, but they probably just see us, or it depends on what settings they have on their computer. If it's in speaker view, I think maybe just a speaker will pop up.
Just so everybody knows, I'm not signed on twice. That's my other device that my wife is using in the other room.
Okay. Madam Clerk, Stephen Piver's hand is raised in the attendee section. He might be trying to come in.
I'm not a host. I can't let anyone in.
Okay.
He should be in because he is a host and he opened the meeting.
Just before we
Chris,
start, I just want to wish Mr. Piver a happy birthday.
Oh, happy birthday. I didn't realize that. I saw him so much today.
Chris, Vindic Kenna just called me. Is he trying to get on?
I'm not sure. There's 91 people in the attendees room, so it's hard to. Is he having trouble clicking on the link? Ed, do you know?
I assume I should answer.
Councilman
if they'll
Brady, I
kick me
think you
off
have a
outside.
bad connection. Maybe click to your Wi-Fi or come off of your Wi-Fi.
Can you guys hear me?
Can hear you now.
He said the school committee's on, but they can only hear us. We can't see them.
Correct.
And I'm having audio problems now.
The audio, we
Nice.
can't see you too, Councilman. There
Say
you
it
are.
again?
You're back.
Okay. Can you hear me on that? He just called and said they're in, but they can't say anything. He just wanted to let us know.
Okay. As long as they can hear us, that's good. And we're not going to be able to see anything either. I think once we connect to City Hall one.
Hello, everybody. This is Steven Paiva. I'm joining from my phone because we're having some issues with the camera in City Council chambers. If you give us a moment, we're trying to reboot it now.
Councilman Pavlovskis, it appears that the inauguration has started based on the Facebook live stream. They're singing the national anthem right now in City Hall chambers.
Madam Clerk, were we supposed to be tied into that?
I believe so.
Okay.
I guess, I don't, Stephen just said they're having trouble with the camera.
Any way we can,
I texted him and said,
We are working on it now, Councilman.
thank you.
Okay.
Under what name am I able to find that live feed on YouTube? Because I am following the City of Cranston on council and I'm not seeing any live.
It's
All has it on Facebook.
It is? Okay.
Where is it, John, again?
The Cranston City Hall.
Facebook. Okay. Thanks.
Not those who by our will are trusted with the well-being and security of our city of Cranston. So that by your aid they may discharge their duties of office, wisdom and justice. May they uphold and protect the sanctity of human rights and life. We ask this in the
we need that camera flipped around.
They didn't knock us off, did they?
Yeah, we need that camera flipped around. Bob Murray just flipped it around to himself. We need it flipped back around. I know. We need it flipped back around.
But I don't understand why that's not working. It's
This is-
on.
Mr.
It's
Paiva,
on.
we can hear you.
Forward. Face. Hold. Hold. Breathe in. Hold up. Hold. Case. Forward, march.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in taking the Princeton Police Color Badge. And please be seated. At this time, I would like to introduce Leanne Zarella, City Clerk, to read the certificate of election of Mayor Kenneth J. Hopkins.
We hereby certify and declare the following person was elected at the general election on Tuesday, November 3rd, 2020, in the city of Cranston, to the office as set forth preceding their name and for the term of office hereinafter stated. Mayor Kenneth J. Hopkins. The Rhode Island Secretary of State is hereby copied on this local certification in accordance with Rhode Island General Laws, Section 1722, 5.2. The term of office for mayor is 4 years or until their successor is duly elected and qualified.
At this time, I would like to bring Kenneth Hopkins Jr. forward to join his father as Mayor. Michael A. Trafficante issues the oath of office for Mayor-elect Kenneth J. Hopkins.
Mayor-elect, please raise your right hand. You, Kenneth Hopkins, do solemnly swear that you will be true and faithful unto the support the Constitution of the United States, state of Rhode Island, support the laws and Constitution thereof, and the home rule child, the ordinances of the city of Cranston, that you will well and truly execute the office of which you have been elected, or until another be engaged in your place, or until you be legally discharged therefrom, so help you God. Congratulations.
It is now my honor to introduce the Mayor. It is now my honor to introduce the Mayor of the City of Cranston, Kenneth J. Hopkins, to deliver his inaugural address.
Thank you, everyone. Good evening. To my fellow citizens and elected officials, Happy New Year, and thank you for joining your city government as we all commence a new term in office. I am honored and humbled to stand here tonight, sworn in as the 21st mayor in Cranston's history. Please allow me to offer some inaugural remarks to share my vision and plans as your new mayor. My love for Cranston and my lifetime commitment to public service brings me here tonight, excited for the opportunity to lead our city for the next 4 years. At the outset, let me take a moment to thank and extend a sincere appreciation of all Cranstonians to Mayor Alan Fung for his 12 years of dedication and stewardship as our mayor. On a personal note, I want to thank him for his support and his wonderful cooperation during the transition period over the past 2 months. The mayor made his staff and directors available to me to ensure the proper and orderly transition to our administration. Mayor Fung leaves Cranston in a much stronger position financially and in every respect than the city he faced when he first took office. Thank you, Mayor, and best wishes to you and our First Lady, Representative Barbara Ann, in all of your future endeavors. I would also like to recognize my mentor and my good friends who helped me through this entire campaign, former Mayor Mike Trafficante. would also like to point out in the audience our former police chief, who also helped me through this entire campaign, Chief Kenny Houston. Both of them were vital to my campaign and to the success that we had in November. I would also like to point out a good friend of mine who I've met over the last couple of months, Mayor-elect Frank Cozy of Warwick. And it'll be my honor to be at your swearing tomorrow. We have a terrific chance to build a solid record of success with a new and spirited beginning for our government and our citizens. Let me congratulate our city council members on your election and your new term. I look forward to working with you in a partnership to bring effective city services to all of our residents. With 5 new members to the city council and the experienced leadership of 4 veterans, I know that we will work together in building a bipartisan consensus for all Cranston taxpayers. Council members like Chris Poplawskis and Councilwoman Lois Vargas bring a common sense and community-first approach to our legislative process. To our General Assembly members, I look forward to working with you in hopes that our city's interests can be promoted and protected at the State House. We cannot do our municipal work in reliance on just local tax dollars. The support and help of state leaders are reliable, and consistent municipal and fewer mandates will top my agenda. I am grateful that new Speaker Joe Shikachi has thus far expressed willingness to help local cities and towns. With education and schools being such a major part of my adult life, I look forward to working with the school committee and Superintendent Nod on ensuring proper funding and the renovation and modernization of our school buildings. As we all know, 2020 was a tremendous challenge for our state and our community, faced with an historic pandemic and health emergency. Every facet of our city has been impacted by the COVID-19 virus, from our schools to our churches to our local businesses. We have had to adjust our lifestyle, our jobs, and make personal sacrifices, and take real steps to minimize the risk for all of us, especially our most vulnerable population. Some have lost loved ones, and our family and daily lives have been impacted. You are in my thoughts and prayers. Even still, I have seen a resolve in the community spirit to get us through this tremendous challenge. I am hopeful that we can turn this corner to better days. Hope is more than our state motto. It defines what we want in our future. Whether we think about it or not, hope is a part of our daily life. Hope not only can help make a tough present situation more bearable, but it will eventually improve our lives. Envisioning a better future motivates us to do what we can do to make it happen. We all need to have hope for a better Cranston and better personal lives. As the availability of more vaccines and therapeutics increases, I am both hopeful and confident that 2021 will be a year of many new beginnings for our city. We need to restart our local economy and restore jobs and employment opportunities for the thousands of small business owners and residents that are an important part of our commercial and industrial tax base. My vision for the revitalization of Ross Square will begin immediately. Tomorrow morning, our DPW will start the cleanup. Let me take a small moment to recognize the leadership and efforts of Councilman Ed Brady, who as a small business owner has been a forceful advocate for more support from our state and federal leaders. We need to get our schools permanently opened and our students back in the classrooms where the most effective learning can take place. Our dedicated teaching professionals have done their best with virtual learning, but they and our students deserve to be in the classroom with direct hands-on teaching. As a former teacher at Cranston East, I know the magical things that can happen in our school buildings when given the chance. Students deserve the benefits of personal collaboration with their teachers and fellow students. We need to get our classrooms safely opened, our athletic programs fully implemented, and our art, music, and cultural learning opportunities reestablished in a way that all of our students deserve. I also look forward to reopening our city hall and municipal buildings to allow for better citizen access and direct contact with your government officials. However, I will be issuing the necessary executive orders to confirm some of the emergency requirements that Mayor Fung had in place that may expire on his leaving office. In short, 2021 will be a year of restoring our daily lives to a better level of normalcy. In the words of the famous British Prime Minister Winston Churchill, success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. I ask all Cranstonians to keep up your support for safe health practices. Be patient and help your friends and neighbors in that true Cranston spirit that makes us a unique community of achievement and concern. I am very pleased and excited to have organized a senior leadership team to work with me at City Hall. I have asked several key department heads to stay on to continue their good work under Mayor Fung. I have also recruited several new department directors to help implement my vision and plans for our city. I will be sending those individual names to the City Council, and I urge the Council to schedule and promptly ratify this diverse and qualified assembly of individuals so we can get our administration in the way with my new leadership team. The effective delivery of city services and meeting important constituent needs will be a hallmark of my administration. To the hundreds of public employees who help deliver the day-to-day services to our residents, I look forward to leading you as your mayor. My expectations for you are simple. We must give an honest day's work for a full day's pay. Total professionalism and courteous service are essential to demonstrating to the taxpayers that we are here for them. I will ask for and demand prompt replies to taxpayer inquiries and proper attention to their needs for city services. I will also be issuing an executive order outlining the importance that I attach to honest public service and the ethical standards and integrity that I expect of all public employees. The three prongs of my service as mayor can best be summed up as this. First, I will protect your tax dollars. Secondly, I will protect our neighborhoods. And third, I will protect our special quality of life. These are the themes that will focus me as mayor. I take seriously my responsibility to ensure the proper and effective spending of taxpayer funds. A $300 million budget requires effective leadership to live within our means and keep the cost of our government down for the taxpayers. We need to keep taxes affordable at a time when residents expect us to do even more with limited resources. Under Mayor Fung's administration, the city has begun a state-mandated revaluation of all property in Cranston. The new values will be reflected in your tax bills that come out in June. Residents should expect that their new values will reflect a rising real estate market and sales of properties in Cranston. Our goal will be to find the right tax rate to ensure fairness in everyone's bills. Preliminary assessment notices will be going out with figures in February, and I have instructed the tax assessor to make sure that taxpayers have ample opportunity to review and discuss the new assessments with the outside revaluation company. As evidence of my commitment to watch your tax dollars, I will be directing that only essential positions be filled at this time, and that we scrutinize all department spending requests. We will timely complete our review of the current budget at the 6-month mark of the fiscal year, and we will begin assembling the needed information to introduce next year's budget to the City Council by the April 1st deadline. My second priority is to protect all Cranston neighborhoods for our residents. The single largest investment that both families make is in their homes. Feeling safe to live, work, and play every day is important, whether you live in Edgewood, Auburn, Knightsville, Garden City, Dean Estates, or Alpine Estates. I announced my intention several months ago, if elected mayor, that I would retain the leadership of the Cranston Police Department. I am confident that Colonel Michael Winquist and the police department share my vision for community policing, emphasis on protecting lives and protecting our property, and fighting crime at each turn. Making our residents and our children comfortable so that they can enjoy their homes, their neighborhoods, their parks, their shopping experiences around Cranston is paramount. As mayor, I will support our police and fire departments to ensure that they can properly do their jobs in the critical area of public safety. And as I have said, under no circumstances will I support the defunding of our police department. Our first responders have rightfully earned respect of our residents and always act professionally with confidence in their duties. The last major guide of my administration will be to protect our special quality of life here in Cranston. This community has been awarded national recognition as one of the best cities to live in America. That reputation must be nurtured and protected. I have lived in Garden City with my late wife and raised 3 children. I know what makes Cranston unique and a desirable community to move into by many homeowners. As I have said so many times, Cranston's greatness as one of the best cities in America starts with the first-grade school system. I am tonight reaffirming my commitment to making education in our schools a major focus of my administration. We have an obligation to provide a 21st century education for our kids. The voters' recent overwhelming support for the $157 million school bond issue is a confirmation of support for our students in our schools. Beyond that, I know that all residents can expect clean and attractive parks and playgrounds and attention to all of our roads in our infrastructure. Everyone has their own piece of Cranston that they love or that they remember as a child. It might be going to a movie, enjoying an ice cream cone, or going to a local restaurant or a store. It might be a high school football game on a Friday night, or a neighborhood playground, or just riding your bike with your friends. Those memories and times are what I cherish as a resident, as a father, and as a grandfather. As mayor, I want everyone to say that we are preserving the best of Cranston while we are creating new or revitalized neighborhoods, special memories and opportunities for our next generation. I have used the phrase, one Cranston, one heartbeat, to talk about the unique neighborhoods and community elements in the diversity of this city. We may have 2 high schools, but we have one educational mission: the best learning experience for each child and student, regardless of geography or neighborhood school. We may be Rhode Island's second largest city, but every plat, street, or section deserves the same services and the same attention. We may be a culturally diverse community made up of residents of many creeds and ethnic origins. We are one people in one city. Tonight, I swore an oath to faithfully discharge my duties according to our laws. That is a pledge that everyone in our community can rely on with confidence in my solemn promise. Before concluding, I must recognize one last very special group of people. They call me Dad, Grandma, brother, and uncle. I am so grateful for my family's care and encouragement. I cannot undertake this challenge without your enthusiasm, no love, and support. As many of you know, I would have loved to share this evening with my late wife, Mary. She inspired me since we met at Rhode Island College. As a wife, mother, grandmother, teacher, and best friend, she showed me the faith, inspiration, and confidence to be a public servant. I stand tonight with her spirit, knowing that we can make a difference by working together. My fellow citizens, we can and will keep Cranston going in the right direction. Let this worthy endeavor begin tonight. God bless all of our residents, and thank you for your support.
Thank you, Mayor. How great it is to say those words. Mayor Hopkins. At this time, I would like to reintroduce Leanne Zarella, who will read the certificate of election to the school committee-elect, who should be on our screen via Zoom. Leanne?
We hereby certify and declare the following persons were elected at the general election on Tuesday, November 3rd, 2020, in the city of Cranston, as set forth, preceding their names and for the term of office hereinafter stated. School Committee Citywide, Michael A. Traficante. School Committee Ward 1, Sarah K. Tyndall Woodman. School Committee Ward 2, Kristen E. Haroyan. School Committee Ward 3, Dominic F. Fusco Jr. School Committee Ward 4, Vincent L. Turquetta Jr. School Committee Ward 5, David A. Alden Sears. School Committee Ward 6, Daniel R. Wall. The Rhode Island Secretary of State is hereby copied on this local certification in accordance with Rhode Island General Law, Section 1722, 5.2. The term of office for all school committee members is 2 years or until their successor is duly elected and qualified.
This time, Mayor Hopkins will administer the oath of office to the school committee-elect.
To the members of the school committee, please raise your right hand. You do solemnly swear that you will be true and faithful unto and support the Constitution of the United States, this state, and support the laws and constitution thereof, and the Home Rule Charter and ordinances of the city of Cranston, and that you will well and truly execute the office of which you have been elected, or until another be engaged in your place, or until you be legally discharged therefrom, so help you God.
If we have a nomination, I would offer the school committee chairperson, Dean Wall, to bring greetings from the Cranston School Committee.
Thank you, Mr. DeJesus. And good evening to Mayor Hopkins, the members of the council, my colleagues in the Cranston School Committee, and to the honored guests and family members who are viewing this ceremony this evening. It is my privilege and my honor to offer greetings and heartfelt congratulations on behalf of myself and on behalf of my colleagues in the Cranston School Committee. First, I would, though, like to take a moment to tell you how honored and humble I am to serve with and work with the fine and dedicated group of people that are the members of the Cranston School Committee. A group of public servants who work many long hours, sacrificing time with family and friends, and devoted to providing the students and families of this great city with the best educational opportunities possible. And truly work to ensure a brighter future. For I believe you owe these people a great deal of respect, a great deal of thanks and gratitude. And I am further honored to be elected as the chairman of this committee. And I am greatly moved by the faith that has been bestowed upon me by my colleagues. And I am committed to working hard and to continuously earning that faith. Now, anybody who's heard me speak know that I probably couldn't even say a short amount of remarks without some type of historical quotation. And tonight will be no different. I'll give one from Winston Churchill, who was the Prime Minister of Great Britain during the Second World War. He said, "When you're going through hell, don't stop, keep going." Now, I don't think that anyone will deny that this city and this state and this nation are going through a real type of hell. I also don't think that anyone would deny that we have kept going. And it is my belief that this city, led by the public officials that have been sworn here this evening, will continue to keep going. And it is also my belief that we will emerge as we come out on the other side of these terrible times stronger. I don't wish to belabor the point or take too much of people's time tonight, but I say this once again with a great deal of sincerity. Congratulations to those being sworn in tonight, and thank you. Thank you, Master.
We hereby certify and declare the following persons were elected at the general election on Tuesday, November 3rd, 2020, in the city of Cranston to the several offices as set forth preceding their names for the term of office hereinafter stated. Council Citywide, Jessica M. Marino. Council Citywide, Robert J. Ferry. Council Citywide, Nicole Renzulli. Council Ward 1, Lamas J. Vargas. Council Ward 2, Anise Germain. Council Ward 3, John P. Donegan. Council Ward 4, Edward J. Brady. Council Ward 5, Christopher G. Paplakis. Council Ward 6, Matthew R. Riley. The Rhode Island Secretary of State is hereby copied on this local certification in accordance with Rhode Island General Law, Section 1722, 5.2. The term of office for all council members is 2 years or until their successor is duly elected and qualified. I will now call the meeting of the Cranston City Council to order. Will the clerk please take the roll?
Councilwoman Marino, yeah, mute.
Here.
Councilman Ferry,
Here.
Councilwoman Renzulli,
Here.
Councilwoman Vargas,
Present.
Councilwoman Germain,
Present.
Councilman Donegan,
Present.
Councilman Riley,
Present.
Councilman Brady,
Present.
Councilman Paplaskas.
Present.
Nominations are now in order for the office of council president.
I would like to make a nomination.
Clerk recognizes council member Brady, who makes the nomination.
Thank you very much. I would like to nominate Councilman Chris Papalaskis for council president.
I would like to second that nomination.
Clerk recognizes Councilwoman Nicole Renzulli, who seconds the nomination. Councilmember Paplakis has been nominated for the office of council president by Councilmember Brady, seconded by Councilmember Renzulli. Are there any further nominations?
Madam Clerk, there are no other nominations.
There being none, nominations are closed for the office of council president. Will the clerk please take the roll?
Councilwoman Marino,
Yay.
Councilman Ferry,
Yay.
Councilwoman Renzulli,
Yay.
Councilwoman Vargas,
Yay.
Councilwoman Germain,
Yes.
Councilman Donegan,
Yes.
Councilman Riley,
Yes.
Councilman Brady,
Yes.
Councilman Paplaskas.
Yes.
Let the record show that Councilmember Paplakis has been elected council president by a unanimous vote of the Cranston City Council. It is my pleasure to hand over the virtual gavel to you as council president to conduct the business of this inaugural meeting. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much, everybody.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'd like to deliver some brief remarks before we continue with the business. Good evening, fellow Cranstonians, and welcome to the City of Cranston inauguration ceremony. It is an honor to continue serving Ward 5 in what is now my 4th term on the City Council. I'm humbled to be elected by my neighbors to represent our community, and I sincerely appreciate the members of this body for showing faith and confidence in electing me Cranston's new council president. Before delivering some brief remarks, I'd like to take a moment to again recognize a number of special guests and community leaders in attendance on the call tonight. First, my lovely wife, Judy, and our children, Aiden and Sophia. Without their unconditional love and support, it would be impossible to serve. I also want to recognize my mom and dad. Their love, guidance, and values of hard work and civic duty that they instilled in me as a young boy have made me into the person I am today. Thank you all for everything. I'd also like to acknowledge State Treasurer Seth Magaziner, former Mayor Trafficante, State Rep Brandon Potter, Warwick Mayor Frank Picozzi, members of the city councils, past and present, member of the school committees, past and present, and also send best wishes to Mayor Alan Fung, who I just saw on social media had to leave. Mayor, we hope you are well. I apologize if I miss anyone. This ceremony is different than any the city has ever conducted before, and I appreciate you all for participating. Cranston has rounded the corner and entered 2021 after a long and difficult year that has left no one unscathed by the COVID-19 global health crisis. We have a long road ahead of us to get back to where we were, but as your new council president, I want to tell you tonight that getting back to where we were isn't my goal. We can do better. We can make Cranston better, our community, our government, our schools, better than ever before. We can strive for new heights and ambitious goals. We can do all that because we have a mayor, a city council, a school committee, and a community who are ready and willing to put in the time and work to make Cranston a greater city than it has ever been. The pandemic has set so many of us back. It has caused far too many tragedies and turned so many of our lives upside down. But as we look to our future, a future we will build together, the overarching goal can't just be to get back to where life was before the pandemic. Our world has changed. As we make our way through the next 2 years of our lives, we as a community need to aspire to so much more. Mayor Fung, his administration, and Council President Farina are leaving Cranston tonight in good hands, following years of sound fiscal stewardship of our city, and after having guided us through the very worst of the pandemic. Now tonight, that same mission becomes each of ours, and I assure you, we will succeed in that mission. I want to take a minute to tell you a little bit about what drives me. I grew up in a working class family, tagging along at a young age with my dad and watching him put in 12-hour days for our family's small business. My dad showed me not only what it means to put your heart and soul into everything you do for your customers, but also the mental fortitude required to forge ahead in life as a small business owner. Some of you may know a couple of weeks ago, my dad suffered a heart attack. But upon leaving the hospital, he was back at work within a day, ready to tackle the uneven path of running a business yet again. During a pandemic and delivering superior service to his customers, because it's what drives him and it's what has supported his family all these years. I'll be honest, I wasn't thrilled he went back to work so quickly. I love my dad, but I also know him well. He's the type of person who puts everything he has into what he does, even to a fault. And that's the reason why he's so successful as a father and as a business owner. It's that example and that spirit instilled in me over many years by my father that will serve as my guiding light in my decision-making, my collaborative approach, my patience, and my perspective in working together with this body over the next 2 years. We have a responsibility to the citizens of our city, the people who put us in these offices, that is just as vital as a responsibility a parent has for their family. We have been elected to office to do an important job, and it is our duty to get that job done, no matter the cost, no matter what it takes, even if we have to make sacrifices in our own lives. We all ran for office in a pandemic, and we all know what's at stake. This is what we signed up for, and it's what we agreed to upon taking our solemn oaths of office tonight. Citizens of Cranston, we are all here for you, and we will not let you down. The Cranston City Council is no stranger to hard work. It is perhaps one of the most diverse and best representative of its community in the whole state. And it shows that our city is on the right path towards government representation that is truly reflective of our residents. I commend each member of this body for answering the call to serve. 4 council members are women, and I know their representation on this body will serve as an inspiration for generations to come. 4 members are serving for the first time, and a majority, 5 out of 9, are serving their first full term elected to this body. Council members, regardless of your political party or your background or your prior experience on this body, I have no doubt that the contributions of each and every one of you this coming term will be invaluable to the residents of our city. Starting tonight, we are one public and we are all very much in this together. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the average age of our new council as well. The average age of our council members is now just over 40. That says to our residents that our new council is made up of parents of school-age kids, of full-time caregivers, and of mid-career professionals who have actively chosen to make sacrifices at home and work to serve the city of Cranston. As council president, I can promise you that each of your voices, your perspectives, and your ideas will be heard. I also know that every member of this council wants the best for Cranston and has only the greatest intentions for the city we call home. Whether we agree on an issue or not, let's promise tonight to always keep that sentiment at the very top of our minds as we carry out the people's work in this challenging new world. Just as the COVID-19 vaccine has brought hope globally, so too does the potential and prospect of what lies on the horizon for the bright future of Cranston. To that end, the list of goals is lengthy, but here is just a snapshot of what I hope this council will work on together in the months ahead. We need to expand opportunities within the city for responsible development. But while revenue generation and bringing jobs to Cranston is more important now than ever, that development must always be second to the input and opinions voiced by our constituents. I'm proud to represent Ward 5's Knightsville neighborhood, a jewel of Rhode Island. We need to revitalize Ralph Square and prioritize its growth as another jewel of the city. I would challenge you to find someone who hasn't driven down this historic commercial district and not dreamed of what it could be and what its renaissance could mean for the eastern portion of our city and our entire state. Working with Mayor Hopkins' administration, we will make that happen. As we emerge from the darkest times of the pandemic this year, we need to leverage our undoubted strength as a premier dining destination in Rhode Island. Our restaurant industry has suffered so much. And when the pandemic ends, it will be our job to ensure our neighbors from across the state know they can still come to Cranston to count on a wonderful night out in Knightsville, in Garden City, in Ralph Square, in Patuxent Village, and in the many other areas of the city that small business owners with a dream have called home, from Atwood Ave to Park Ave to Broad Street. Our restaurants and small businesses bring so much to our community, and we will do everything in our power to get them through this crisis to make sure they continue to grow, prosper, and bring people from across the region to Cranston. More than ever, this council needs to work collaboratively with an open mind with our schools, with our city school committee, our educators, and our parent-teacher organizations to better the student, faculty, and parent experience, recognizing that a strong and empowered education system is the backbone of any flourishing community. Our city's educators and students have had the world asked of them this past year, and we need to ensure they have a true partner in the city council in getting them every resource we can provide. We also need to continue to do the little things right. We'll always be grounded in ensuring our streets are paved, trash is picked up on time, and your concerns about the matters closest to you are addressed. As council members, whether the problem is big or small, we must always be a phone call away for any constituent in need. Our dream for the future of what Cranston can become won't become a reality unless we also address the many ways people are struggling right now because of the pandemic. That's why this council will be holding a special meeting as soon as possible to introduce language for the creation of a bipartisan COVID-19 task force. This special committee, made up of a large cross-section of our community, will provide a streamlined and collaborative effort to tackle our city's challenges with respect to public health, safety, and economic support for our residents on the heels of the pandemic. To our constituents, the residents of this city, who come from so many diverse backgrounds and who have faced so many unprecedented challenges this past year, know that we are all here with you and we're all in this together. I mentioned earlier that I learned about hard work from my dad and how that's inspired me to look at the city of Cranston like a family. Well, the council chambers, whether on Zoom or in person, are this city's family dining room table. This is where we figure out, much like a family does, how to move forward, how to make ends meet, and how to better our lives and those of our children. This is very much the place where we determine our city's future. Please know that while we're elected to make decisions, we also count on all of you, Cranston's residents, to serve the community in any way that you can. If you have an idea, bring it to one of us or all of us. As the council, we are here to listen, to help, and to make a difference. But together, as a city, we can accomplish so much more and lift so many from what has been the darkest time in their lives if we only all work together. That's what being a community is all about. Thank you to everyone who has answered the call tonight to step up and serve as an elected official. And thank you to those hundreds of city workers employed to serve our residents, whether they're at City Hall, keeping our neighborhood safe as police officers, responding to calls as firefighters, keeping our roads plowed or our parks maintained, educating our children in our schools, and in so many other areas, all of whom are doing hard work every day for the people of Cranston in the most challenging of times. The dream of a better future isn't some far off fantasy, visible yet out of reach. The dream is here. The dream is right now. The dream is all of us coming together to make a real difference in people's lives. There's hard work ahead, tough calls, difficult decisions, and branching paths forward. None of us has all the answers, and no decision will be made lightly. All that we can be certain about is that the only way we'll see our dreams of a brighter future come true is if we all work towards them together. I have no doubt that collectively with our community, we can tackle any challenges we face. The marvels and wonders of the future of our city are only limited by what we can dream of together. Starting tonight, right here and now, that work begins. We will dream big and we will make Cranston better together. Thank you, everybody. Okay, thank you. And thank you to everybody on the council for your support tonight. It really means the world to me.
Well said, Council
Okay.
President.
Lost my page here.
I apologize for bringing the average age up so much.
No problem. You look younger than me. All right. Council. Now nominations are in order for the office of Council Vice President.
I nominate Ward 4 Councilman Edward Brady for Vice President.
I recognize Councilmember Renzulli, who makes a nomination. Do we have a second?
I'd like to second that motion.
I have a second from Matthew Riley. Okay. Councilmember Brady has been nominated for the office of Council Vice President. Are there any further nominations?
Council President, there are no other nominations.
Hearing none, nominations are closed. Will the clerk please take the roll?
Councilwoman Marino,
Yes.
Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Councilwoman Renzulli,
Yes.
Councilwoman Vargas,
Yes.
Councilwoman Jermaine,
Yes.
Councilman Donegan,
Yes.
Councilman Riley,
Yes.
Councilman Brady,
Yes.
Council President Paplaskas.
Absolutely, yes.
Thank you, everybody.
Let the record show that Councilmember Brady has been elected to the office of Council Vice President. I would like to offer my personal congratulations to Council Vice President. Councilmember Brady, you have been a fixture on this body for many years now, and your heart is always in the right place for the people of Cranston, advocating for the people of Cranston. And I'm just so proud of you and all the work you've done, and congratulations. Great job, sir.
Thank you, Council President, and the entire body. I'm truly humbled by this nomination, and I won't take it lightly. I know at times we're not all going to agree, and I'm going to move on from that and those decisions, and obviously do what's best for the city of Cranston. So I truly appreciate you all supporting me, and I look forward to working with you all hand in hand to get through the remainder of this pandemic. To get this, as Chris has stated in his previous speech, there's so many people that are struggling. There's so many people that need to get through this, and I will be very brief and just say that I'm here to do whatever's necessary with all of you to help the people of Cranston. Thank you, Mom and Dad, if you're watching. I love you guys very much, and thank you for the support of this council.
Congratulations, Councilman Brady.
Thank you.
Okay. Moving on, we have adoption of the rules. I'd like to state that the Rules Committee will meet at a later date for discussion and adoption of the council rules for the 2021-23 term. In the interim, the city council will continue with the current adopted rules. I'd entertain a motion. I'd like someone to entertain the motion that the present council rules from the 2019-21 term shall stay in effect until such time as any amendments thereto may be adopted by the full council upon a majority vote.
Second.
Second.
Or do you need that motion made?
Can you?
Need
so
the
moved.
motion made.
So
Second.
made. Sorry.
So moved in a second. And just to clarify, we'll just operate under the rules we have now until we call the Rules Committee, where we'll set new rules. All right. We have a motion in a second. Any discussion? There being none, clerk, please take the roll.
Councilwoman Marino,
Yes.
Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Councilwoman Renzulli,
Yes.
Councilwoman Vargas,
Yes.
Councilwoman Jermaine,
Yes.
Councilman Donegan,
Yes.
Councilman Riley,
Yes.
Council Vice President Brady, Council Vice President Brady, Council President Paplaskas.
Yes. Councilmember Brady, I think your internet might be cutting out again. Not sure if you can hear.
Yes. Yes.
Thank
Log
you.
out and log back in.
Let the record show that that was a yes from Councilmember Brady. Did we lose Councilmember Brady? Let's give him a minute, see if he logs back in.
Mhm.
I apologize. This is tough to do in person, let alone on Zoom. Madam Clerk, just C&I in case Councilmember Brady pops back into the panel.
I just texted Stephen Paiva because I'm not able to let him back in, but I'll keep my eye out.
This is Steve Paiva. I assume he's trying to rejoin. I'm keeping an eye on the participants. Up.
There you go.
Can you hear me?
Councilmember Brady, welcome back.
Sorry about that.
All right. So let's move on to appointments. When we start the appointments, we'll make a motion for the appointment. That person will be heard. If the person fails, we'll go on to a second nomination. First up, I would like to appoint our legal counsel. Councilmember Riley.
I move that we appoint Attorney Stephen Angel as legal counsel.
Okay.
Second.
We have a motion and a second for Stephen Angel. Like I said, if this fails, we'll take a second nomination. Any discussion on Attorney Angel? There being none, clerk, please take the roll.
Councilwoman Marino,
Yes.
Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Councilwoman Renzulli,
Yes.
Councilwoman Vargas,
Yes.
Councilwoman Jermaine,
Yes.
Councilman Donegan,
Yes.
Councilman Riley,
Yes.
Council Vice President Brady,
Yes.
Council President Paplaskas.
Yes. Let the record show that Attorney Stephen Angel has been appointed to the City Council Legal Counsel for the term 2021-2023, subject to any limitations on continued service imposed by charter or law. Madam Clerk, can you let Attorney Angel into the room or into the webinar portion so we can swear him in?
Even
Mr. Angel, congratulations.
Thank you all very much. It's a pleasure to sit with you.
Please raise your right hand. You do solemnly swear that you will be true and faithful unto and support the Constitution of the United States, this state, and support the laws and Constitution thereof, in the Home Rule Charter and ordinances of the City of Cranston, and that you will well and truly execute the office of which you have been appointed, or until another be engaged in your place, or until you be legally discharged therefrom, so help you God.
I do.
Congratulations. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you all very much.
Okay. Next, we have council order.
I'd like to nominate David DeMayo.
Chair recognizes Councilmember Robert Ferry, who nominated David DeMayo for council order, seconded by, was it Councilmember Brady?
Yes, sir.
Okay, is there any discussion? There being none, clerk, will you please take the roll?
Councilwoman Marino,
Yes.
Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Councilwoman Renzulli,
Yes.
Councilwoman Vargas,
Yes.
Councilwoman Jermaine,
Yes.
Councilman Donegan,
Yes.
Councilman Riley,
Yes.
Council Vice President Brady,
Yes.
Council President Paplaskas.
Yes. Congratulations to Mr. DeMayo.
Yes.
Mr. DeMayo, let the record show that you have been appointed to be the council attorney auditor for the term of 2021, 2023, subject to any limitations on continued service imposed by the charter. Mr. DeMayo, please raise your right hand.
Thank you.
You do solemnly swear that you will be true and faithful unto and support the Constitution of the United States, this state, and support the laws and Constitution thereof, in the Home Rule Charter and ordinances of the City of Cranston, and that you will well and truly execute the office of which you have been appointed, or until another be engaged in your place, or until you be legally discharged therefrom, so help you God.
I will.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm honored.
Okay. Moving on, I call for the appointment of the registrar. Any council member would like to make a motion? Councilmember Donegan?
President Paplaskas, I'd like to nominate Nicholas Lima for the
Second.
Nicholas Lima has been nominated for registrar and seconded. Is there any discussion? There being none, clerk, please take the roll.
Councilwoman Marino,
Yes.
Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Councilwoman Renzulli,
Yes.
Councilwoman Vargas,
Yes.
Councilwoman Jermaine,
Yes.
Councilman Donegan,
yes.
Councilman Riley,
Yes.
Council Vice President Brady,
Yes.
Council President Paplaskas.
Yes. Let the record show that Nicholas Lima has been appointed to be city registrar for the term of 2021, 2023, subject to any limitations on continued service imposed by charter or law. Mr. Lima?
Good evening, Council President and members of the council. Thank you.
Congratulations. Raise your right hand. You do solemnly swear that you will be true and faithful unto and support the Constitution of the United States, this state, and support the laws and Constitution thereof, in the Home Rule Charter and ordinances of the City of Cranston, and that you will well and truly execute the office of which you have been appointed, or until another be engaged in your place, or until you be legally discharged therefrom, so help you God.
I do.
Congratulations. Okay, I will now call for the appointment of the harbor master.
Council President,
Yes,
I'd like to nominate Ted Westcott to the harbor master appointment for the Cranston City of Cranston, sorry.
Councilmember Lamas has made the motion naming Ted Westcott for the office of Harbor Master. Do we have a second? Councilmember Donegan, second. Okay. Under discussion. There being none, clerk, please take the roll.
Councilwoman Marino,
Yes.
Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Councilwoman Renzulli,
Yes.
Councilwoman Vargas,
Yes.
Councilwoman Jermaine,
yes,
Councilman Donegan,
Yes.
Councilman Riley,
Yes.
Council Vice President Brady,
Yes.
Council President Paplaskas.
Yes. Congratulations to Mr. Westcott. Do we see Mr. Westcott in, oh, he's here. Mr. Westcott, can you hear us? You might have to unmute. Mr. Westcott? If you can unmute. Might be on the bottom left of your,
Got it.
hi, Mr. Westcott, can you hear us?
I can hear you.
Excellent. Nice to see you, sir.
Nice to see you too.
Thank you for staying on as Harbor Master, and congratulations. Can you raise your right hand?
I can do that.
Excellent. You do solemnly swear that you will be true and faithful unto and support the Constitution of the United States, this state, and support the laws and Constitution thereof, in the Home Rule Charter and ordinances of the City of Cranston, and that you will well and truly execute the office of which you have been appointed, or until another be engaged in your place, or until you be legally discharged therefrom, so help you God.
I will.
Thank you, sir. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, moving on to probate judge. Our next order of business will be the probate judge. Madam Clerk, can you read the letter of recommendation from the Probate Advisory Committee?
Please be advised that the Probate Judge Advisory Commission met on Wednesday, December 30th, 2020 at 6:00 p.m. via Zoom webinar to consider nominations for the position of probate judge for the 2021-2023 term. The commission voted unanimously to recommend George M. Capello, Esquire, for reappointment.
Okay. Motions are now in order.
Chairman, if I may,
Councilmember Brady.
or Council President, sorry. I recommend George Capella.
We have a nomination of George Capella.
I second that.
Renzulli is a second. Any discussion?
As a point of order, Mr. President, I assume that the Vice President's motion is one to appoint.
It is, yes, thank you. I motion to appoint George Capella.
And Councilmember Renzulli, still a second?
Yes, I second that.
Okay. Any discussion? There being none, I'll just say if this fails, we'll take second nominations. Clerk, please take the roll.
Councilwoman Marino,
Yes.
Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Councilwoman Renzulli,
Yes.
Councilwoman Vargas,
Yes.
Councilwoman Jermaine,
yes,
Councilman Donegan,
Yes.
Councilman Riley,
Yes.
Council Vice President Brady,
Yeah.
Council President Paplaskas.
Yes. Let the record show that Attorney George Capella has been appointed to the Cranston's probate judge in the term of 2021-2023, subject to any limitations on continued service imposed by the charter or law. Congratulations, Attorney Capella. Okay, moving on, municipal court judges. Motions are now in order for the chief municipal court judge position.
Council President, I have a motion.
Council Vice President.
I'd like to make a motion to appoint Raymond Koya.
I second that motion.
We have a motion to appoint Raymond Koya. And we have a second. Under discussion. There being none, clerk, please take the roll.
Councilwoman Marino,
No.
Councilman Ferry,
No.
Councilwoman Mazzulli,
Yes.
Councilwoman Vargas,
No.
Councilwoman Jermaine,
No.
Councilman Donegan,
No.
Councilman Riley,
Yes.
Council Vice President Brady,
Yes.
Council President Paplaskas.
Yes. Madam Clerk, what's the tally on that?
My motion fails 4-5.
4-5.
I have a motion.
Uh, Chair recognizes Councilmember Renzulli.
I motion to appoint Angeline Cooper for Chief Judge.
We have a
Second.
Do we have a second?
Second.
A motion and a second to appoint Angeline Cooper for Chief Judge. Any discussion?
I'd like to say something if possible, Council
Absolutely.
President.
Yeah.
Great, thank you. While I support Angeline Cooper, I apologize for the mispronunciation of her first name. My nomination this evening will be to nominate Angeline Cooper for one of the associate judges. Therefore, as much as she is my nominee that I had initially put out there in the public and had the conversation with everyone that's on this call, for the record, and let the record show that the nomination for Angeline Cooper that I am submitting and will be submitting will be for the associate judge position and not for the chief judge. I am not going to be playing politics at all this afternoon or this evening. And I just want to make sure that, again, my nomination for Angeline Cooper will be for one of the associate judge positions. And if this fails, I will be nominating for her for that position, as everyone, as I've been mentioning to everyone. Again, that's where I fall under Angeline Cooper. Again, I will be talking a little bit more about Angeline Cooper and her background and why I think she will be an asset to the city, and my nomination for her under the associate judges. For all those who are not aware, there are 6 slots, one of which is chief judge, one of which is senior chief associate or chief judge, I believe. And then the other 4 are 4 associate judge positions, in addition to the auxiliary and obviously the probate. But I'm not going to be playing politics this evening. And if that's the role that everybody wants to go, I'll go that route and publicly go ahead and say everything that I have and must say. But I am not going to do that. And it is really, really shameful that each and every one of you are putting her, when you knew that we were going to be putting her as associate judge this evening. That was a conversation that we had. And I have to say that this municipal judgeship, as far as the system goes, it is not acceptable. It is not right. And we must all, as a council, and I will encourage all my council member colleagues to please take a look at this later on during our transition here as new council members, because it's definitely a system that has to be taken a look at. So while she is a nominee that I put out publicly to everyone, again, I'm not going to be supporting her as chief judge. I will be supporting her as associate judge, because that is exactly what I had intended to do. And that was a conversation that we each had on the phone with each and every one of us. So that's where I stand. And again, making it clear that it's not because Angeline Cooper is not qualified to be chief judge, but it's because I will be nominating her for the municipal judge associate. And I hope that my colleagues will consider the nomination, if this fails, for chief judge for that other position. Thank you.
Thank you, Lamas. Councilmember Ferry, and then
I would like to just state that I would support Angeline as one of the 4 judge positions tonight. That's where I would stand on that. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember. Councilmember Donegan.
Thank you, Council President. I'm quickly just going to echo the comments of my colleague, Councilwoman Vargas. I fully support the nomination of Angeline Cooper to the Cranston Municipal Court, and I will be supporting her for one of the associate judge positions. The conversations that we were aware of was that she would be considered for one of those positions, and that's what I'm prepared to support her for this evening. And again, just to echo my colleagues' sentiments, this process is broken, and it is something that we need to revisit as a council to ensure a transparent and thorough process and vetting of municipal court judges. These are not simply positions of patronage. These are important positions in our city, an important branch of our government, and they deserve a public and transparent review.
Thank you, Councilmember Donegan. Like I said, if this nomination fails, we'll take another nomination. After the third time, 3 strikes you're out. Figure something else out. Matthew Riley.
Yes, I would just like to say that I appreciate Councilwoman Vargas putting forth Ms. Cooper. I know a few weeks back we had requested from our Democratic colleagues some names from people, but we did just get Ms. Cooper's the other day. And being an attorney myself, reading her resume, reading the 10s, 20, 30 letters of recommendation that were put forth for her today, reading Councilwoman Vargas's press release that she put out for her, I was convinced that she was a great attorney, that she would do wonders for our court. And having the opportunity in this day and age with with everything going on to put a diverse candidate in the driver's seat of our court, I thought was a miraculous thing for us to do. And to be slandered to say we're playing politics by trying to do that, I find it very, very out of line.
We're going to keep it cordial tonight. Just say your opinion if you're going to vote or not. And then I want to keep this moving tonight. We could be here all night. So
I would be supporting her for chief judge. I don't think
support or not. Let's move on. I'm going to be here all night. Who was next? Councilmember Jermaine.
Thank you, Council President. I want to echo my colleagues as we want to have. I am a little bit surprised to hear that Council Riley thought after we propose, Council Vargas proposed Attorney Angeline, and that's when he feels like that's a great thing for us. So I think where were you before? We didn't find any diversity when it's like when Council Vargas cry out, say, hey, we don't have any representation here. And that's when we went out to find someone. And now you put her like chief of judge, and you say you're not playing politics. And it was so needy, and then you didn't do any effort to put one forth. I don't understand that. So I will be supporting Angie for associate judge, not for chief judge.
Thank you, Councilmember Jermaine. Councilmember Marino.
Thank you. Just some clarification too for the record with Councilman O'Reilly mentioning that that he just received Ms. Cooper's resume just today. That's not true. That was submitted in more advance than that. And in fact, it was the resume of Ray Koya that we just received just a matter of a few hours ago, for the record. In terms of this nomination, I echo the sentiments of my colleagues, Vargas and Councilman Vargas and Councilman Donegan. I do believe that Ms. Cooper is qualified, yes, as these candidates are, but I think that she's best suited at this time for municipal associate judge. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other discussion?
I have another one, if you don't mind, just on a final note now that, unless anybody else wants to say anything before I do.
Are we just nominating one at a time?
Just nominating one at a time. If this fails, we'll take another nomination. And then after 3 strikes, you're out, we'll forward it to the full council, I guess. No other discussion. We can take the roll now. Is there discussion?
I,
Councilmember Brady, have you spoken yet?
I have
And
not.
I'll go right back to you, Councilmember Vargas.
no worries, thank you.
I would agree with my colleagues. Obviously, the system is a little broken. It's difficult to sit here tonight on a call and basically, we go right off the bat and we didn't agree on the first choice. Obviously, we've had many discussions on this, and unfortunately, that's what's going to happen in a council. We have 9 people that disagree, and that's why we're just doing our due diligence to see who the best possible candidate is. I will support the person that I interviewed last, in this role or in the role later on. So I just want to say that I think we all know the system is broken, and it's our due diligence moving forward. As we don't agree here, we're now on the second choice, and we're obviously having discussion to fix it moving forward. And I welcome that opportunity to all of you. I mean, this is a process that's happened before in the past, and here we are yet again going on to a vote for a second candidate, and just really not fair to these candidates. So I would agree.
On Zoom too.
Say it again.
That it makes it harder on Zoom, Council Vice President.
Absolutely does. Absolutely does. These process needs to be improved, and then I welcome that challenge as well.
Thank you. All right, real quick, because I want to take the roll and keep this moving. Councilwoman Vargas, you were next.
Yeah, so my kind of, again, I'm not trying to say that to go back and forth on this, but I did send an email out to the clerk's office on December 30th from 5-ish or so in the evening. And to be clear, the reason why I did that was because after I had asked how many folks were interviewed at the interview process that the Republican caucus had done, I was told roughly, and I'm paraphrasing, around 18 to 20. And out of those 18 to 20, I had asked how many of people of color were interviewed. At that point, I believe I was told 3. Again, don't quote me, but I believe it was 3. And at that point, I had then said, when I had a conversation with Councilman Brady and Councilman Papalaskis and Councilman Donegan, that it was absurd, that it was ridiculous, the fact that there was absolutely not one person of color being nominated to the position of municipal court. And at that point, I said I could think of, I think I might have even said 20 names that I can probably say as far as attorneys that are more than qualified. And when that happened, I immediately started calling and I reached out to various organizations. And I'll say this later on at my nomination, when I nominate Angeline Cooper for the associate judge. And it wasn't until then that after having those conversations, if we want to be very frank and very honest, that I said that I will be nominating her. And through my conversations, it was then that it was taken to be considered. And I thank Councilman Brady for taking that to the Republican caucus and having that meeting. And so when that meeting was done, it was an interview process, and Angeline Cooper was interviewed this past Sunday. I believe it was yesterday evening. And which, again, I thank each and everyone for interviewing her and going through the process. My argument here is not that she is not qualified. That is not my argument, that she's not qualified for chief judge. But our understanding, and if we want to play politics, is that I was going to be nominating her for associate judge. So my question to the council president or to our legal counsel is that I would like to then nominate someone else. And can I nominate that person right now? Because if that is the case, if I am nominating, I will then be nominating Matt Smith as the chief judge for the city of Cranston. And that will be my nomination this evening. Because again, my understanding is, and based on everyone, and when I talked to my own caucus, our caucus decided we were going to be moving forward with Angeline Cooper as the associate judge.
Madam, Councilmember Vargas, not to cut you off, but if Councilmember Renzulli wants to either withdraw her motion or defend it, I'll let her. And then if she withdraws it, this is over, and I'll take your nomination, Councilmember Vargas.
Thank you.
I simply moved Angeline up on our list as she's a very qualified candidate, and I thought it was a better position. I thought she was getting something better out of this by that, having that opportunity. The choice that we had first today dropped out of the running. And so things changed. She had an excellent interview yesterday. She comes highly recommended from the Rhode Island Latino PAC. And I thought I was doing a good thing by giving her a higher position to be the first woman of color and the first woman chief judge of the city of Cranston. And honestly, that is what I thought I was doing. If it's not something that I'm supposed to do, I'm happy to do whatever it is anyone else would like. It was no disrespect to Lamas. I think her nomination was excellent.
Yeah, if the motion fails, we can make another nomination. So if there's no other discussion, I'm going to take the roll.
Thank you, Council President, for that. And thank you. And I just want to put the record state that no offense whatsoever, Councilwoman Rizzulli, at all. Again, I just wanted to make sure that let the record show where the understanding was, and that by all means, am I not again? I'm not. I think she's more than qualified to be chief. As a matter of fact, I think she's qualified to be on the federal bench, right? But our understanding is that that was the case. That's the agreement that we had. And I did too reach out to various different organizations regarding a potential candidate, a candidate that had not contributed to my campaign, a candidate that was a Cranston, who had kids in the, whether it's in Cranston school system, someone that we can relate to as well, right? And obviously to diversify our city council. And I think that, I brought that over to everyone's attention so you're able to consider. And as a matter of fact, we could have had this conversation, this is not aimed at Councilman Rizzulli, but overall at everyone. We could have had this conversation as soon as we knew that there were other people that were being nominated as well. But again, there's my nomination and it's Matt Smith.
I second that motion.
Right,
I second Matt Smith.
Hold on a minute, 1 second. We have a motion and a second on the floor. Clerk, take the roll on the motion that's in front of us. Then if it fails, we'll go to the next motion.
Councilwoman Marino?
You're all night.
For clarification, was it withdrawn? And the Renzulli's not, Renzulli's.
Is it withdrawn or you want to take the roll? No?
I guess just take the roll. I don't think it makes a difference at this point.
Right, clerk,
We're
take the
taking the
roll.
roll for point of clarification. We're taking the roll on which nominee?
There's if I may, Mr. President, there was a motion pending and seconded for Attorney Cooper as chief judge. Since the motion has not been withdrawn or otherwise amended, it is pending. You're in order to take the roll at this point.
Okay, clerk, take the roll.
Councilwoman Marino?
No.
Councilman Ferry?
I'm sorry. Are we voting for Angeline?
Angeline Cooper, Chief Judge.
No.
Councilwoman Renzulli?
Yes.
Councilwoman Vargas?
No.
Councilwoman Jermaine?
No.
Councilman Donegan?
No.
Councilman Riley?
Yes.
Council Vice President Brady?
Yes.
Council President Paplaskas?
Yes. Councilmember Vargas, I assume you have a motion.
I do.
Go ahead.
My motion was already out there unless someone else, John wants to, but my motion is
John, you
to
wanna-
nominate Matt Smith
Donovan.
as to the chief judge position for the Cranston Municipal Court.
And I'd like to second that.
We have a second, Councilmember Ferry, and we have a motion made by Councilmember Vargas. All right, any discussion? There being none, clerk, please take the roll.
Councilwoman Marino?
Yes.
Councilman Ferry?
Yes.
Councilwoman Renzulli?
No.
Councilwoman Vargas?
Yes.
Councilwoman Jermaine?
Yes.
Councilman Donegan?
Yes.
Councilman Riley?
No.
Council Vice President Brady?
No.
Council President Paplaskas?
No. Madam Clerk, what was the count?
Motion passed 5-4.
Congratulations to Matthew Smith for Chief Judge. Moving on, are there any nominations for Senior Associate Municipal Court?
I'd like to nominate Ray Coyer.
A nomination for Ray Coyer. Do we have a second? There being no second, I'll take other nominations. Councilman
I
Riley?
would like, I would like to,
No,
may, Stephen Moretti.
Second,
Steve Murray, second. Councilman Donegan, do you have your hand up?
Yeah, I was going to second Mr. Ferry's motion for the purpose of discussion. If it's too late, I would still like to do that to at least explain why that isn't receiving a formal second for approval. And it's simply because we received Mr. Koya's resume late this afternoon. And while I myself am familiar with Judge Koya, who currently serves, there are several members of our caucus who are first time or participating in their first inauguration, and I don't feel that they have had appropriate amount of time to review Mr. Koya's resume. So if Mr. Koya is going to be considered for an appointment this evening, I would request that that appointment be continued to allow for the due review for our caucus.
Okay. Thank you. We do have a motion and a second though on the floor. Matt Riley, who did you make your motion for?
I seconded Council Vice President Brady's motion for Stephen Moretti.
Okay. So if that fails, we'll take another nomination. All right. Any other discussion? Clerk, take the roll.
Just for clarification, Council President, is this for Ray Koya or Stephen Moretti?
Stephen Moretti.
So there's no second to Ray Koya's nomination?
I didn't see Councilmember Donegan up until after, but he explained
Okay.
himself why it didn't get a second. So let's move forward with Stephen Moretti.
Okay. Councilwoman Marino,
No.
Councilman Ferry,
No.
Councilwoman Ronzulli,
Yes.
Councilwoman Vargas,
No.
Councilwoman Jermaine,
No.
Councilman Donegan,
No.
Councilman Riley,
Yes.
Council Vice President Brady,
Yes.
Council President Paplaskas.
Yes.
Motion failed 4-5.
Councilmember
like-
Marino.
Yes, I'd like to nominate Mike Fort.
Second.
We have a nomination for Mike Fort for,
The senior associate judge.
do we have a second?
No.
Do we have a second?
Second.
A second, under discussion. There being none, clerk, please take the roll.
Councilwoman Marino,
Yes.
Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Councilwoman Ronzulli,
Yes.
Councilwoman Vargas,
Yes.
Councilwoman Jermaine,
Yes.
Councilman Donegan,
Yes.
Councilman Riley,
Yes.
Council Vice President Brady,
Yes.
Council President Paplaskas.
Yes. Okay, congratulations to Mr. Fort. Moving on, we have motions for the associate municipal judge positions. I'll entertain a motion. I see Matthew Riley, have your hand up.
I'd like to nominate Nicholas Salitro for associate judge.
I second that.
We have a nomination for Nicholas Salitro. We have a second under discussion. There being.
Discussion?
Oh, Councilmember Marino.
I respect his years at practice. However, I just want to state for the record for discussion that his serving as an attorney for only just about 7 years, not quite, is something that I deem as is insufficient. While technically it comports with the rules, which only require 2 years of service as an attorney. Which, you know, I think is very lackluster, and I support that with the fact that even to be an arbitrator for the court, you have to be practicing at least 10 years. So I think that's a reasonable bar, and there are plenty of other lawyers that could meet that qualification. So I'd be happy to entertain it in the future if we're so lucky to still be here, and he would seek the same position. But at this time, it's not something that I would be in favor of.
Thank you. Any other discussion? There being none, clerk, please take the roll.
Councilwoman Marino,
No.
Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Councilwoman Renzulli,
Yes.
Councilwoman Vargas,
No.
Councilwoman Jermaine,
No.
Councilman Donegan,
No.
Councilman Riley,
Yes.
Council Vice President Brady,
Yes.
Council President Paplaskas.
Yes.
Motion passed 5-4.
Okay. Moving on, let the record show that Nicholas Salitro was elected. Motions are now in order for a second associate.
I'd like to
Council
nominate Ray
President, I'd like
Coya.
to nominate,
Hold on. Someone's gonna put their hand.
go right ahead.
Everybody's talking at the same time. Who was talking?
Nope,
Ramos?
go right ahead.
Lamas, you can go first.
Nope. I was gonna add my second nomination to nominate Angeline Cooper, Cooper, for the second slot of associate municipal judge. I
I
believe that's
second
the
that.
correct title.
I second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
If I may?
Councilmember Vargas.
Thank you. Thank you, Council President. Angeline Cooper, I'm going to start off with just giving a little background. She graduated from Roger Williams University School of Law, cum laude, in 2008. While in law school, Angie served as president of the Black Law Student Association and a member of the Multicultural Law Students Association. A native of upstate New York, she graduated summa cum laude with a Bachelor's of Science in Criminal Justice from Utica College, Syracuse University, where she served as Chief Judge of the Student Senate and President of the Criminal Justice Student Association. Angie's prior work experience includes providing advice and counsel on a wide range of legal issues as an attorney for the City of Providence and Rhode Island Legal Services. While with the City of Providence, Angie prosecuted cases on behalf of the City of Providence Municipal Court. During her time at Rhode Island Legal Services, she was assigned to the Housing Foreclosure Prevention Unit, where she represents clients who were facing eviction and foreclosure. She also served as a law clerk for the Honorable O. Rogeri Thompson in the United States Court of Appeals for the First Circuit, one of the 12 federal circuit courts of appeals directly underneath the Supreme Court of the United States. In this role, Angie conducted legal research and analysis and drafted memoranda in numerous areas of law, including contracts, immigration, bankruptcy, criminal, and constitutional. From 2013 to 2018, she served as legal counsel for the Rhode Island Department of Labor and Training. In this role, she advised the department on various labor and unemployment issues, including trade licensing, prevailing wage, and labor standards. She also served as an administrative hearing officer. In 2015, while still with the department, she was appointed state-level equal opportunity officer. In this position, she was responsible for conducting investigations into external discriminations complaints filed against the department, oversaw the department's compliance with the state and federal civil rights law, and served as a liaison with community groups on issues related to equal opportunity and diversity. She's currently the senior counsel at Pinone Lopes, my apologies if I mispronounce it, Deborah Ann Ojara LLC. She focuses her practice on prison monitoring for the United States District Court, Eastern District of California, and is responsible for the modern prison reform compliance and ensuring that the state of California is providing constitutionally adequate mental care throughout the California prison system. Angie is a member of the Rhode Island Thurgood Martial Law Society, the Rhode Island Hispanic Bar Association, the Rhode Island Women's Bar Association, and the Links Incorporated Greater Providence, Rhode Island chapter. In 2014, she was appointed by Governor Lincoln D. Chafee as a commissioner for the Rhode Island Commission for Human Rights and continues to serve in this role. She is a member of the board of directors for the Rhode Island Center for Justice in Genesis Center and is a former member of the board of directors for the Rhode Island Urban Debate League, where she held several leadership positions. For the past 10 years, Cranston has been home to Angie and her family, her husband, Colin Bailey, and her 2 children, of which one attends Orchard Farms. As mentioned, that is my nominee. I nominate Angeline Cooper as one of the associate judges. And I encourage all of my colleague council members to consider her as one of your, as your vote this evening.
I
Thank you.
second. And Council President, may I speak on that candidate?
Councilmember Brady.
Thank you, sir.
Council Vice President, I apologize.
Thank you. I really want to drive back the conversation to what can improve and change. And I know things historically have been done a certain way for many, many years, 20, 30 years, whatever it's meant in the city of Cranston, Democrat leadership, Republican leadership, this judge process has to approve. And I think we all agree. And I think it should be one of our first issues of business moving forward as we sit here and we negotiate and pick judges and we all disagree. It's certainly not fair to these judges, and it's taking away from people that have families here listening and watching. And I know that this has been brought up as parts of discussion many times in the process. And I take it as an initiative with all of you to move forward and improve it. As far as Ms. Cooper goes, she's an absolutely tremendous candidate. I thought up until this morning or late last night that I had my decisions made, and I truly commend Councilwoman Vargas for bringing forth a absolute great candidate for us to change our mind. And not only is she inspiring, her story's inspiring. I didn't sleep much last night because regardless, you still have to give news to someone that you were particularly fond of prior to this morning. It's not an easy process. I know that's not what anyone wants to hear, but I will also definitely be supporting this candidate. I think she's truly going to be an asset to the city of Cranston. I can't commend Councilwoman Vargas any further because this is the exact change we're talking about for the city of Cranston. Although we may disagree on a lot of different points tonight, and particular people regarding our municipal court, I hope we can find unity in compromise when we won't all agree and move forward together because I think she'll be a true asset. Thank you for the opportunity to speak. That's all I have to say tonight.
Thank you, Councilmember Brady.
Thank you so much.
Council Vice President Brady. I will get used to that, sir.
It's okay.
A lot of committee meetings we've been through. Any other discussion? There being none, clerk, please take the roll.
Councilwoman Marino,
Yes.
Councilman Farry,
Yes.
Councilwoman Renzulli,
Yes.
Councilwoman Vargas,
Yes.
Councilwoman Jermaine,
Yes.
Councilman Donegan,
Yes.
Councilman Riley,
Yes.
Council Vice President Brady,
Yes,
Council President Paplaskas.
Yes.
I would like to appoint Joanna Achilles.
I second that.
We have a motion and a second for Joanna Achilles, and also you jumped the gun there. Congratulations to Ms. Cooper. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Angeline Cooper.
Absolutely.
Sorry, it's a very, very proud and historic moment, and I want to thank each and every one of you. So, thank you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Congrats, Angie.
Congratulations, Angie.
We have a motion for Joanna Achilles, and we have a second. Under discussion. There being none, clerk, please take the roll.
Councilwoman Marino,
Yes.
Councilman Farry,
No.
Councilwoman Renzulli,
Yes.
Councilwoman Vargas,
Yes.
Councilwoman Jermaine,
Yes.
Councilman Donegan,
Yes.
Councilman Riley,
Yes.
Council Vice President Brady,
Yes,
Council President Paplaskas.
Yes. We have one spot left.
I'd like to nominate Ray Coya.
I had my
I'll
hand up.
second that.
Matthew Riley, I see your hand up.
Yes, I nominate Maureen DeCristofaro.
Maureen DeCristofaro.
I second that.
We have a second? We do? Any discussion?
Mr. President, you have 2 nominations for the slot.
What's that?
You have 2 nominations.
We're going to do one at a time. If Maureen DeCristofaro fails, just like we did with the rest of them, we'll take a second nomination.
President Paplaskas,
Yes.
Council Ferry make the motion first.
I acknowledged Matthew Riley, who had his hand up. So if this fails.
And he was second by limit, that Council Vargas.
I did not see or hear that. I saw Matthew Riley with his hand up. I acknowledge
I did second for discussion, yes.
for Maureen DeCristofaro.
No, I think there was two nominees hopping around. Either way, I'd second both of them for discussion.
Okay, so let's do one at a time, right? Maureen DeCristofaro is on the floor. We have a second. Under discussion. There's no discussion? Okay, clerk, take the roll. If this fails, we'll take a second nomination.
Councilwoman Marino,
No.
Councilman Ferry, Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Councilwoman Renzulli,
Yes.
Councilwoman Vargas,
Yes.
Councilwoman Jermaine,
Yes.
Councilman Donegan,
Yes.
Councilman Riley,
Yes.
Council Vice President Brady,
Yes.
Council President Paplaskas.
Yes. Madam Clerk,
Motion passed 8-1.
motion passes. Can we let in the people that were nominated and passed for swearing in? Chief Judge Matthew Smith, Senior Associate, Associate Judge Solitro, Associate Judge Cooper, Associate Judge Achilles, and Associate Judge DeCristofaro.
Council President, how about the probate judge?
Oh, yes, sorry. Well, we can start letting them in. We have, yep, motions are in order for the auxiliary probate judge.
I'm sorry. I thought we were letting people in. Are
Yeah,
you-
but why they're letting them in, we'll do the associate probate judge. Do you have any motions? The auxiliary probate judge.
Bob Augusta? I would like to nominate Robert Augusta.
I second that.
A nomination for Robert Augusta for the auxiliary probate judge. Do we have a second? Any discussion? There being none, clerk, please take the roll.
Councilwoman Marino,
Yes.
Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Councilwoman Renzulli,
Yes.
Councilwoman Vargas,
Yes.
Councilwoman Jermaine,
Yes.
Councilman Donegan,
Yes.
Councilman Riley,
Yes.
Council Vice President Brady,
Yes.
Council President Paplaskas.
Yes. Motion passes. Can we let in auxiliary probate judge Augusta as well?
Council President and probate judge Capello.
Yes, and probate judge Capella, correct. Thank you for keeping track.
And Joanna Achilles is waiting.
Let me know when everybody's in. Is Mayor Hopkins doing the swearing in? I'm not sure if he's on the call still. If not, I can do it. Is everybody here? Matthew Smith. Not Chili's.
I'm here.
Going around the room. I see everybody here. Is
I'm
everybody-
here. I'm here. Council President, I'm here.
I hear you.
Thank you.
Just making sure. But I don't want to do this and forget anybody.
I believe Attorney Nicholas Solitro needs to be let in.
Okay, thank you. I'm in the wrong grid view on Zoom right now. Technology is leaving me in the dust. All right. Can everybody check for me? Oh, Mr. Fort's here. I just seen him pop in.
Yes.
Mr. Capella,
Good evening.
good evening. Welcome all. Historic moment. Happy for all of you.
Thank you.
Is, Madam Clerk, do we know if Mayor Hopkins is doing this or if you want me to do it?
I will,
You swear them in.
I'll check, wait a minute.
I don't know how the technology is. Bear with us all. I apologize. Zoom is not easy. We're almost done. All right, I will swear you all in.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Council President, I think you have the authority to swear in.
I'm gonna do it. Everybody raise your right hand. That was just appointed. All right. You do solemnly swear that you will be true and faithful unto and support the Constitution of the United States, this state, and support the laws and Constitution thereof, and the Home Rule Charter and ordinances of the City of Cranston, and that you will well and truly execute the office of which you have been appointed, or until another be engaged in your place, or until you be legally discharged therefrom. So help you God.
I do.
You do.
Congratulations to all of you. What great job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Congratulations. Okay, thank you very much. Moving on, we have closing acknowledgements. I'd just like to thank Madam Clerk Leanne Zarella and Rosalba Zani, and everybody else that was involved in putting this together. Stephen Paiva, everybody on the administration side, Denny DeJesus. This was hard to put together, in a normal circumstances, let alone on Zoom, people in their dining rooms, in their offices, kitchen room tables, trying to do this and follow along. So I just want to thank everybody, and especially thank Madam Clerk, Leanne Zarella, and especially Rosalba Zani. You two, incredible job putting this all together. And on behalf of everybody on the City Council, thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, I'd like to thank everyone again, especially everybody watching at home, for your attendance and participation. Wish you all especially a healthy and happy new year. And I'd like to welcome Father William Ledoux, if he's in the waiting room, to offer the benediction. Father Ledoux,
Thank you, President.
the floor is yours, sir.
Everyone, congratulations to all tonight, and we conclude with a concluding prayer. God of wisdom, we thank you for your guidance today as we conclude these inauguration ceremonies. May your wisdom fall upon our newly elected mayor of the city of Cranston, the members of the city council and the school committee, and all others who are entrusted to guard our political welfare. May they be enabled by your powerful protection, discharge their duties with honesty and integrity. Give all clarity so that they may effectively tackle the days ahead. Reveal problem areas and show our elected officials the best solutions that will apply to benefit the great citizens of the city of Cranston. Watch over all those that serve as first responders. May they serve in safety. And remember those that have died from the coronavirus. Console their families. Almighty God, point our eyes to every positive outcome, and let these favorable results and developments encourage every heart in our city. May we persevere in peace. We pray to you, who are Lord and God, forever and ever. Amen. God bless you all. Have a good evening. Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you,
Thank
Father.
you, Father Ledoux.
Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
There's no further business before this council. I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
We'll move in a second.
Second.
Before we take the roll call, I just want to say congratulations to everybody again tonight. We have a lot of work to do, and I know we're all up to the task. All those in favor to adjourn, say aye.
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 We are adjourned. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
Congratulations, everyone.
Good night.
Happy New
Thank
Year.
you.
Happy New Year,
Bye.
everyone. Bye.